Come on, boys and girls, it's time to go to school. Going to school is so much fun. You get to see and be with everyone. We'll study different customs today. Through music, food, and games they play. We're going to school, learn the golden rule. It's really cool when you go to school. So come along and sing our song. Our song says that you belong. Come on, boys and girls. Hey, boys and girls. Today's program is brought to you by the baritone and the tuba. Are you ready, guys? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The baritone and the tuba. Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to the band room. You know, today is going to be very exciting. The musical instrument that you're seeing on the screen is called a tuba. And we'll be talking about the tuba today and what type of bands use the tuba. Hey, we'll also be going to a land called Great Britain. Now, Britain consists of 3 countries, Wales, Scotland, and England. And on our map, the countries of Britain are located north of the western countries called Europe and across a big body of water called the English Channel. Now, Britain starts with B, and that's the second letter of the alphabet. Now, before we learn how to spell Britain, Mr. Bandman's going to teach you how. We're going to sing our little alphabet song. Are you ready? And B. We're going to sing B. B is our featured alphabetical letter today. B. Second letter of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. We sing our letters in this little song. We sing the letters of the alphabet. Hey, boys and girls, now, come on. I want you to try to sing the alphabet with Mr. Bandman. All right? Now, follow along on the screen. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Very good, boys and girls. Now, we're featuring the letter B. The letter B. The letter B. And that's the second letter of the alphabet, B. B. Now that's for Britain. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. We sing our letters in this little song. We sing our letters of the alphabet. All right, boys and girls, come on. I want you to sing the alphabet with me. Hey, and you can march right there in your home. Let's try it. March and sing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. B. B for Britain. B is the second letter of the alphabet. B. Remember, B starts Britain. All right, that was our alphabet song. The alphabet is very important, boys and girls, and Mr. Bandman is going to tell you why. The words we use when we talk, well, they're made up of letters in the alphabet, and we get our letters from that alphabet. Now, look here. Britain starts with a B, and that's the second letter of the alphabet. Hey, Mr. Bandman's, my name, it starts with a B, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, Mr. Bandman has visited Britain, and one of my good friends lives in Britain. And his name is Mike. He lives in Britain. Let's learn how to spell Britain. B-R-I-T-A-I-N. And I have a friend, and he lives in Britain. B-R-I-T-A-I-N. Good. And one of these days, I'm going to visit him again. Yeah! It's good to have friends, boys and girls. Mr. Bandman has friends all around the country, and one of them is in Britain. Now, Britain consists of 3 countries, Wales and Scotland and England. Yeah! Now, let's learn how to spell Britain again. Here we go. Ready? B-R-I-T-A-I-N. Yeah, and I have a friend who lives in Britain, B-R-I-T-A-I-N. And one day I'll visit him again. Yeah, and one day I'll visit him again. I'm going to visit Mike, and one day I'll visit him again in Britain, B-R-I-T-A-I-N. Boys and girls, did you hear the beautiful sound of the bells? Well, that was the sound of bells that you might hear in a bell tower. Now, the country in Britain that we are going to visit today is the country England. And the capital of England is London. And there is a very tall clock and bell tower there in London. And it's called Big Ben. Now, when it rings, you'll hear bells like you just heard right here on the Mr. Bandman Show. Another wonderful musical sound that you're going to hear in London is at a place called Buckingham Palace. They have a military ceremony there every day called the Changing of the Guards. And a wonderful sounding marching band plays for this ceremony, and it's really fabulous. Now, one of the instruments that's very important to a marching band, and an instrument that Mr. Bandman loves to listen to, is the tuba. The tuba makes a sound that makes you move your feet as the oompa, oompa, oompa echoes down the street. As the band comes closer, excitement fills the air. The people watch closely to see the instruments there. All right, let's march, boys and girls. Come on. Can you hear the tuba? Can you hear the trumpet tooting its tutor? How about the flute? Yeah. It's a marching band with cymbals, drums and trumpets too, trombones, clarinets, and flutes, and they're all there for you. So listen as they march by and see if you can hear the oompa, oompa, oompa tuba as it tickles your ear. Let's march, boys and girls. Come on. Yeah, marching's fun. Now listen for the instruments. Can you hear the trombone? And the clarinet? And the flute? Boy, that was fun, wasn't it? Did you try marching? Huh? Did you try your marching? Left, right, left, right. I hope you did. Marching's a lot of fun. And I'll bet you had fun doing it too, didn't you? Hey, boys and girls, on one of our other adventures, we went to a music store. Well, there were so many wonderful musical instruments there that we just didn't have time to show you all of those wonderful musical instruments. Now, we're going to go back today and look at some of the brass instruments. Now, there's the trumpet and the trombone and the tuba that we're going to go back and look at. And of course, today's England show is brought to you by the tuba. Okay, here we go, back to Brooke May's Music Store. Hey, boys and girls, now we're going to take a look at the brass family and the instruments that you would start on in the beginner band would be trumpet and trombone. But we're also going to look at the tuba today. Now, Eloise, if I can have the trumpet. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And isn't the trumpet beautiful, boys and girls? And this is where the sound comes out, and you buzz your lips on this mouthpiece, kind of like Mr. Bandman's Tootie Too. And we put that mouthpiece on there, and let's see what the trumpet sounds like. Hey, that sounds really good, doesn't it? A fanfare. All right, thank you, Eloise. Let me have the trombone now. Now, boys and girls, we're going to get the trombone from Eloise. And the trombone has a slide on it, and it's a really unique instrument. Thank you, Eloise. And here's a peanut. You're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you. All right, boys and girls, here's the trombone, and we have a slide lock there. And this has the mouthpiece, just like the trumpet. And then you put that on there, and the air goes around here, and the sound comes out here. Let's see what it sounds like. Ooh, that sounds low, doesn't it? Hey, and that's the trombone. You can do all kinds of things with the trombone. Yeah, okay. All right, now that's the trombone, boys and girls. Thank you, Eloise. Now, the last one that we're going to look at in the brass family, boys and girls, is the tuba. Oompa, oompa, oompa. And we love the tuba. The tuba is real big. Oh, can you handle it all right? Oh, I thought, did you want to play it, Eloise? No? You don't want to play it? Okay, well, I thought Eloise was going to play it. Look here, boys and girls, isn't this wonderful big instrument? Let's see if Mr. Bandman can play it. Wow, that gets real low, doesn't it? Well, that's the tuba. Wasn't that exciting, boys and girls? Yeah, the trumpet, the trombone, and the tuba. Well, before we go on our adventure today, Mr. Bandman is going to go down to the library and ask the librarian if he has any books on England. Come on, let's go down to the library. Come on. Boys and girls, we're at the library. And that's where Mr. Bandman likes to go to learn about all the places in the world that we go on our adventures. Now, come on into the library and I'll introduce you to the librarian, Professor Smart. Come on, boys and girls, let's go into the library. Hello, Professor Smart. How are you doing?
Mr. Bandman, how are you doing?
Professor Smart, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. You must be on another adventure.
That's right, and we're looking for a book about England. Do you happen to have a book about England?
A book about England. I have the exact book about England. It's about the Grenadier Royal Marching Band.
Boys and girls, this is the exact book that Mr. Bandman was looking for. It's about the Grenadier Royal Marching Band. They perform every day at a ceremony called the Changing of the Guards at Buckingham Palace in London, England. Let's see if Professor Smart knows about Buckingham Palace. Professor Smart!
Yes, sir, Mr. Bandman.
Do you happen to know anything about Buckingham Palace?
Buckingham Palace, but sure, that's where the Queen of England stays when she comes to London.
Professor Smart, he's so smart. And that's because he reads books, boys and girls. Thank you very much, Professor Smart.
Thank you, Mr.
We certainly have
Bandman.
enjoyed coming and seeing you today.
Well, thank you.
Let's say goodbye to the boys and girls.
Goodbye, boys and girls, and remember to read because reading makes friends.
That's right. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Mr. Bandman.
Hey, we're back in the band room. That book that Professor Smart recommended from our library showed me a lot about Britain and the country in Britain that we're going to visit. Yeah, and that country is England. Well, are you ready to go on our adventure? Come on! We're going thousands of miles around the world, traveling high up against the sky to see the world and all its joys. Yeah, to tell the girls and boys of the plan, happiness throughout the land. Yeah, we're traveling thousands of miles around the world. Hey, boys and girls, now we're going to get into the video scene machine here, and we're going to travel to Britain. And remember, it has 3 countries, all right? To tell the girls and boys of the plan, happiness throughout the land. Yeah! We're traveling thousands of miles around the world. Come on! Well, boys and girls, are you ready to go on our exciting adventure today? Well, Mr. Bandman has a little rap that I like to do when we go on our exciting adventures. And it goes a little like this. If you know it, join in. It's off we go on our little trip, and all the kids think it's really hip to see the earth from above the land and understand it's all God's plan. And all we see He has made, and knowing that we're not afraid. So hang on tight and don't let go. We're off on another adventure show. All right, come on, let's go get into the video scene machine and set our destination for today's adventure. Come on, boys and girls.
Rainbow Slicky Slide, written by Art Osborne, aka Mr. Bandman, tells the story of the angel Gabriel and 3 children that take a cloud-flying journey to explore the joys of the earth. During their adventure, they learn that Earth is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, created by God. This inspirational and beautifully illustrated book includes a free downloadable music soundtrack to follow and sing along. Available on Amazon, your local bookstore, or at trilogy.tv.
Well, we're here in the city of London, England. Remember I was telling you about a tall clock and bell tower called Big Ben? Well, Mr. Bandman has a big and little song about that tower. The clock tower Big Ben is really tall, but this little clock is really small. Why? Big and little. Well, the clock tower bells rings a really big sound, but this little bell, a little teeny sound. Why is that? Big and little. Well, some things are short, and some things are tall, and some things are big, and some things are small. Now, boys and girls, I bet you that your mom and dad are taller than you, don't you think? Yeah, and that's big and little. Now you know about that. The clock tower Big Ben is really tall, but this little clock is really small. Why? Big and little. Well, the clock tower bells rings a big sound, but this little bell, a little teeny sound. Now, why is that? Big and little. Hey, boys and girls, now we're going to go down to Buckingham Palace and see the Grenadier Marching Band as they march in the changing of the guard ceremony. Here we go. Come on. Boys and girls, it's the Grenadier Marching Band that I was telling you about. Let's listen and watch as they pass by. Wasn't that spectacular? They sound great, didn't they? Boys and girls, you know, it's so much fun to take these adventures to other places. Yeah, and one of the things that Mr. Bandman likes to explore in the different places is the food. Now, here's a fast food meal that the British people, or the Brits as they like to refer to themselves, love to eat. It's called fish and chips. British people like to call themselves Brits, yeah. Well, the British people like to call themselves the Brits, and they also like to eat fish and chips. And it's a natural thing since there's water all around. It's an island, you see, and the fish swim round and round. With water on the north, south, east, and west, everybody knows that the fishing's the best. So if you're hungry in England and you're licking your lips, then order yourself up some fish and chips. If you're hungry in England and you're licking your lips, then order yourself some fish and chips. If you're hungry in England and you're licking your lips, then order yourself some fish and chips. Yeah. Now, Mr. Bandman's got some fish and chips here, and let's see how they taste, okay? Here we go. Good. Well, boys and girls, we've had a great time, haven't we? All right then, let's get back into the video scene machine and transport ourselves back to the band room. Do you remember our hip-hop journey rant? Let's say it again as we head back. You ready? Here we go. We've been on another adventure trip, and all you kids think it's really hip. We've been on another adventure trip, and all the kids think it's really hip. All right, boys and girls, here we go. We're going back to the band room. Come on. I certainly had fun today with you boys and girls, and I'm sure you had fun also. Isn't it exciting to visit all these wonderful places around the world and meet new people and see how they live? Yeah, today we learned how to spell the area that we went to. Do you remember what the area was called? That's right, the area was called Britain. B-R-I-T-A-I-N. And the country in Britain that we went to was England, jolly old England. Hey, do you remember the sound of this? That's right, bell sounds. That was the sound of the bell and clock tower that we heard, and it was called Big Jim. Wasn't that it? Oh, no? Oh, that's right, Big Ben, not Big Jim, it was Big Ben, yeah. And then we sang the tuba song. Oompa, 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 oom. Mr. Bandman loves the tuba. Now, it's really cool too. Then we visited that marching band at Buckingham Palace. Do you remember that? Their band uniforms were red also, just like Mr. Bandman's. Hey, and how about those big hats that they wore? Those were kind of cool, weren't they? Yeah. Well, visiting Buckingham Palace and seeing that marching band was one of my favorite things that we did today. Oh, especially hearing those beautiful, beautiful instruments. Now, can you remember some of them? Come on now. The tuba and the trumpet and the trombone. That's right. Now, what about the saxophone? Yeah. And the clarinets and the flutes. That's right. And of course, we don't want to forget the drums. That's right. That marching band made me want to get out there and march too. Hey, I'll bet you were marching around your room, weren't you? Yeah, okay. Hey, then we finished our adventure in England with a little snack. Do you remember what that snack was? And the Brits love to eat it. It's called fish and chips. Yeah. You know, boys and girls, a game that you might have played is called London Bridge is Falling Down. That game was started right there in London. Yeah. Well, boys and girls, I hear by the music that it's time to go. So, Mr. Bandman wants to say goodbye. And remember, join us again on another Adventures with Mr. Bandman. Bye-bye, boys and girls. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Rainbow Slicky Slide, written by Art Osborne, aka Mr. Bandman, tells the story of the angel Gabriel and 3 children that take a cloud-flying journey to explore the joys of the earth. During their adventure, they learn that Earth is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, created by God. This inspirational and beautifully illustrated book includes a free downloadable music soundtrack to follow and sing along. Available on Amazon, your local bookstore, or at trilogy.tv.
Boys and girls, if you haven't already clicked the subscribe and click the bell icon and given me a thumbs up, Mr. Bandman would sure appreciate it.